Hey, what's up YouTubers? Today I am back at Cradle Mountain, our home away from home. So it is November 27, 2019, and come up here to Cradle to start today 3 days of volunteering with the Wildcare organisation. So we're heading up to Scot Kilvert Hut for the next 3 nights, just working with the parks rangers, just doing a bit of track maintenance on the track down to Lake Rodway, laying some chook wire, snow poles, bit of track pruning, that kind of thing. So it's going to be pretty full on 3 days, but looking forward to it. This is our yearly kind of volunteering exercise that we do. So the weather today, your typical kind of Cradle day, so it's cold, maybe 4 or 5 degrees. It's only about 9 o'clock in the morning, but we've got pretty persistent drizzle at the moment, and it is predicted to only get worse for today, at least upwards of 20 millimetres of rain, just getting heavier throughout the day, and then might even get a little bit of snow tomorrow morning, which would be nice. But it is going to clear up hopefully Thursday, Friday, so we can get a bit of work done. So all adds to the adventure. Just gives the place that moody kind of feel when it's like this, when it's very low cloud, drizzle, no wind thankfully, so we should be getting a bit of everything over the coming few days, which is good for me at least. I enjoy it when it gets a bit rough weather-wise. So the group that I'm in this week, we've actually had a late change of plans, so instead of 5 or 6 of us heading up to Lake Rodway, Scot Kilvert, there's only going to be 2 of us, plus a National Parks ranger coming along with us. So just about to head off now, just waiting for the ranger to rock up, and then we'll hit the trail. We're underway, off to Scot Kilvert. So like I mentioned, just ranger on the left and one other volunteer and myself. Weather's starting to close in, so I'm not expecting to get anything better than this, if only going to get worse from here on in for the rest of today. So we might just knuckle down and get to the top of Hanson's Peak. We're heading up there. This is pretty hairy. Wind's blowing a gale. Well, absolute gale force wind pushed us up Hanson's Peak. So I've just had a little lunch break here at the little emergency hut. Now we're heading down to Scot Kilvert. It is cold, driving wind, and because of that the drizzle is pelting. But we should get some shelter here hopefully, just going around the back side of Cradle. So there's Face Track to the north, and there we go, down the Lake Rodway. So it's kind of expected. The wind's backed off now that we're on the east side of Cradle. It's just spectacular. Waterfalls cascading off the sheer cliffs, and the looming peaks just disappearing into the cloud. Starting to warm up now that we're moving. So it's pretty cold back there in the hut having lunch. So we're at Flynn's Tarn, so probably about halfway down. The scenery is absolutely spectacular. All these cascading waterfalls coming off Cradle proper. wet. It is wet. And getting wetter. And we have arrived. Scot Kilvert Hut. Great little hut this. It's got such a history to it and character. So we're not going to sleep in here, we're sleeping where special people sleep, over with the rangers and new platforms over there. So we'll just put our tent up and put our feet up for the rest of today. Done enough. Not going to do any track work today, just given weather's going to set in. Good walk that, even on conditions like today where it's cold, wet, rain on and off, heavy. It's a spectacular. Good little reward. It's this nice warm hut. New tent day. So this is the MSR Hubba NX, a one-person tent. So I didn't film it, so I didn't want to embarrass myself, but that is the first time I have pitched it, and literally took it out of the box that it was delivered in last night. Looks about right, but got a bit of an issue. I don't have any tie down straps. I didn't realise that. I thought it was freestanding. And we're on this brand spanking new platform where there's no tie down points. I might go shift over to the common folk tent platforms. But there you go. I'll do a proper review on this. MSR Hubba. Not bad. End of day one on our 3-day volunteering adventure, and it's been a bit of a debacle here with our tent situation. So I did try and put up the new MSR over at the new tent platforms for staff. But there was no tie down straps or nails in the platform, and I didn't realise that this new tent, the outer fly at least, needs to be tied down, unlike my current 2-person tent, which is fully self-supporting. So I tried some makeshift rocks and strapping the fly cord around the rocks and trying everything, but the wind and the rain, it just beat me. So no point flogging a dead horse. We had to pick up and move. So I was umming and ahhing, do I, don't I? While I was doing that, it started pissing down. So I ended up making the decision to just do it. So off came the fly, then I just picked up the tent, everything's still in it, and made the bolt for the platforms here, the new platforms for the general public. So these have the little nails in them, so you can tie your cord around it, and the little chains to fix your tent. And in the hurry, I put the inner and the outer back to front, so I couldn't actually get in the tent. Pissing down rain, driving wind. Not my best effort. And we can't get the coal fire started in the hut, so it is biting cold. About 6 o'clock, I'm calling it quits. I've had dinner. It's cold, it's wet, it's windy, but still having fun. On to day 2. Started day 2. So we survived the night after our little tent debacle. Tent's actually watertight, and nothing further got wet. No more water came in. So everything was just a little bit damp from when I moved it. But today, you little beauty, blue sky, look at that. Just amazing views. So last night it pelted down. And I mean absolutely pissing down all night. These big storms kind of rolling through. Thinking I'm going to get washed away, and then it backed off, and then it came again. Serenaded by gale force winds, but we were kind of to a degree out of much of the wind, protected, so it kind of worked out well moving to that platform over there. I'll show you the new platforms in a minute. Well, the rain's backed off, gone away for the time being. It's kind of coming from that direction, heading that way, so it's kind of promising. So we've had a bit of a mix-up with our plans for today. Not sure how much we're going to get done, because we're after some batteries for a nail gun, and the previous group, volunteer group, took the flat batteries with them, and we haven't been able to locate them, so we're hoping that they were getting charged overnight, and we're going to meet some people walking in today. Hopefully they'll come armed with freshly charged batteries for the nail gun, and we can go about our merry way installing chook wire. Otherwise we'll just do a little bit of light pruning where we can. There's not much work on the track down here needed aside from the wire. These things happen, it's all part of the adventure. We'll have a closer look, but you can see here the new tent platforms at Scot Kilvert. So you can just see the top of the hut over there. Helipad. Looks like they've actually moved it slightly, but they've got this new platform that comes out. So we got one platform, two platform where I am, and then a third one just behind the helipad there. So they're big, 3 big platforms. You can probably squeeze a couple single person tents. There's no platforms anywhere around the hut, that's just the hut itself, and then up there's where the ranger's tent was. We'll have a look, I'll show you around. Some good news to start the day. We found the batteries. Well, we know where they are at least. They're way up the top of that hill. So Nick the ranger's just gone for a quick hike up to the emergency hut at that little saddle. That's good. He'll bring the batteries back, we'll give them a quick charge, and then we'll be good to go for the track work that we had planned to do the chook wire on the planking. 8:45, so just got to make our morning scheduled call into Cradle Base. Cradle Base. This is Scot Kilvert Hut.
There's probably no one at Cradle Base at all receiving it. That's Dove Lake.
Copy that.
How he's going this morning?
Yeah, all good. Sun's out, we're drying out, so Nick's just gone up to the emergency hut to pick up the batteries, so we're just at the hut here waiting for him to return. All in good spirits.
Yeah, everything sounds alright then, so we'll hear from you later in the day.
Okay, thank you. There you go. So the outside world knows that we're safe and sound. Bit of fun. While we wait for Ranger Nick to come back with the batteries, let's just do a quick tour of the Scot Kilvert Hut campsite. So there's been a few changes recently because of the overland track now diverting here for this 2019-2020 season because of Waterfall Valley Hut renovations. So obviously here's the main hut. We won't go in. I just had a quick look in the hut. Everybody's headed off on their day 2 overland hike. So this is where the changes start to occur. So obviously the hut here. Now we've got some new platforms here for those who want to camp. 4 platforms, not 3. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. New helipad. Here's all my kit drying out. And then the fourth one here up the back. It's a good little spot, this, furthest away from everybody. So again, track workers and National Parks done an amazing job in kind of setting these huts, platforms, kind of in the bush. You don't really notice it until you come across it. But what a view! All of Cradle, Little Horn. That's that saddle that we passed yesterday coming in. So that's where we'll be working, just up the top there today. So that's the platforms down here for the general public. And then over here, top of the hut, so about 20 metres up from the hut, 50 metres from the hut, is this brand spanking new Thunderbox. I just want to show you something. Not me doing my morning business, but have a look at this. Look at the view. As you're doing your morning business, that's what you can look at. Well done, National Parks. Gives you some morning inspiration. Staff only. So this is the temporary rangers quarters. $5,000 geodisc dome tent, and this is where I did try yesterday to pitch the tent. Completely unsuccessful. So this is only a temporary one, not going to be here forever, I believe, so there's no cables or anything to tie your tent in. There you go, that's Scot Kilvert Hut as of November 2019. So we're about halfway through day 2 of our Wildcare, and it's turned out to be an absolute cracker. The wind has finally died down. Haven't had our lunch yet, but just about to head up towards the emergency hut to start doing our chook wire install. So we've finally got some batteries that are charged, at least half charged, so we'll probably maybe get a couple hours in. So we've just been up this track doing a bit of track pruning while we give the batteries a bit of time to get some juice into them. So it's not so much productive this morning, but did do a little bit of rock work. I'll show you that when we get back to the hut. But it's a bit of everything today. Creating tracks out of rocks, pruning, and now about to head up to that saddle. That's where we're heading now to do this kind of stuff. Put the wire on the boards. Give it a bit of grip. It's flowing from all the rain overnight. So I'm glad the overlanders have got a clear day, because I think everybody was pretty miserable last night. Some of them in tears, others just saturated, some of which just because they weren't prepared. But I've got all the equipment, and even I was cold, wet and miserable. So it's good they'll get to see the views once they're back up on the cirque today, and heading over to Windermere for day 2. Lift their spirits. So we're back at the hut here now, about to start phase 2, so it's a bit after 1:15. Here's a little bit of rock work we did. Doesn't look like much, but geez, that takes effort. Give somebody to walk now in the dry, in the wet. I wouldn't be surprised if we have company tonight, so much more favourable camping conditions compared to squeezing into the hut. So these platforms, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're big enough to get at least 3 or 4, depending on how you orientate single tents. So I reckon we might have some company tonight. MSR Hubba, it's a little cracker. It's now fully dried out. Looking forward to getting into it tonight in a dry state. The changing face of Cradle, so that's Lake Rodway yesterday. Could almost have surfed on it with the wind. How beautiful is that? Bit of housekeeping is in order. So last night in the hut, I actually met this couple from Perth, Emma and Mark, who had actually been watching some of my overland track videos. So what are the chances? Out in the middle of nowhere, running into somebody who kind of semi knows you. So Emma, Mark, nice to meet you. Thank you for watching. Kind of shows what kind of world we live in. People from Perth can watch stuff that I do on my weekends here in Tassie, so hopefully my videos helped or confuse you, either or. And funnily enough, just over the past couple of weeks I've had other people come up to me and go, "Hey, aren't you that guy from YouTube?" So that's good to know that my videos are getting watched by people, hopefully of interest and of use to everyone. We don't know everything, but we're showing you our view of the world. How about that for a view? Far out. This is Flynn's Tarn. The waterfall trying to get off that top cliff, but then just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 waterfalls. Woo. And this is my backyard. Amazing. The grandeur of this place is just breathtaking. All the chicken wire that we've affixed. So we're right up the top of that saddle between Face Track and Hanson's Peak, and the little emergency hut over there. Good and in these bad boys. So if you want to know who put in this wire, we have. Going like gangbusters here. Look how much we put in. It's hard work this. We've been smashing out this chook wire. We've got so much of it done. So next time, at the junction of Face Track and heading down to Lake Rodway, that first couple of 100 metres or so. It's all us. Unfortunately, I've missed a couple of helicopter landings down at Lake Rodway. Would have liked to have seen them. Hopefully might come in tomorrow. quitting time. Time to head back down to Lake Rodway. Start of day 3. So we're all packed up, ready to go. So we're just gonna walk out today instead of doing any more track work because all the tools went back yesterday. Campsite's deserted. Great spot this. Can't get over the views. What an absolute pearler of a day. Cloudless, windless. Just halfway up to the gap now. Whew. From where we were 2 days ago, freezing. Now we're working up a real sweat. It's just paradise, this country. We're going to take a shortcut back to Dove Lake, so we're going to go down the Truganini track just to get us off. Given we've got some load to take down with us. So we're going to head straight down. What a spot. Made it to the bottom of Truganini. It's a great little walk that. You plummet down off the top of the ridgeline. And you end up here on Dove Lake boardwalk. So nice easy stroll instead of walking along the ridgeline up there. So it's literally whoosh. Great end to our little 3-day Wildcare. That's why we come, to do stuff like this and to help. So it's a very satisfying feeling.
And a lot more chilled out in the Alps. I've no idea if this is really popular in the Alps. And if you don't have 6 weeks, there's a couple.
Just come over to the Vale of Belvoir. We're doing some Wildcare work here last year, transplanting trees from the helipad to this little section of vandalised road here, some reckless 4-wheel drive. It's good to see that some of the plants are actually alive and thriving. It'll be many years though before this is back to natural state, but it's good to come back 12 months after you've done something and see the progress. But there you go. That's my 2019 Wildcare volunteering 3-day adventure. Done and dusted for another year. So we'll definitely be back for another year. This time next year, hopefully they'll have another spring volunteer campaign, so we'll be certainly putting our hands up to come and have another crack at doing what we've done this year. Track pruning, building rock paths, installing chook wire. Nail guns are a hell of a lot of fun. If you ever get a chance to use a nail gun. And the good thing is we've probably made a real difference, so some of those, big branches, tree roots or whatever it is that we've pruned may well have stopped somebody from tripping over it and maybe even tearing an ACL. So you never know. So it is good to give back to the community. If you're looking for something to give, maybe to the Cradle Mountain National Park kind of community, this is one of the things that I would highly recommend. It's well worth it and you get a great sense of satisfaction. Hopefully you have enjoyed watching a little glimpse into what it's like doing volunteering with Wildcare and Tasmania Parks up here at Cradle Mountain National Park. So give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. I'd love to hear your feedback, and it was really great meeting people who actually had watched some of my videos, like Emma and Mark, and even some people today recognised me, so it's great to get feedback, even direct feedback, if you ever see me in your daily travels. So yeah, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, or subscribe to our channel, and maybe next time we'll see you out on the trail.